boy! Spooky dooky 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 doo. Yes, I'm a fucking weirdo. What's up, gremlins? Today's video is going to be kind of an update and also an experiment. For you see, I have fallen in love with yet another fictional character, and this was the first chance I got to draw all week, and that isn't an exaggeration. I legitimately could not, and let me tell you why. As none of you know, because I haven't mentioned it until now, I just finished my first week of college. I'm going to earn a certificate of web applications development, and while it is only a part-time program, I also work a full-time job, so that means, according to my rough assessment of my first week, that I will actually only have maybe 1 or 2 days to actually draw or anything. The rest will be work or school. With that said, I know Halloween is over, but I want to tell you about something spooky that I experienced as a kid. It might be silly, but it scared little past me a lot, so here we go. One big aspect of my childhood, as in elementary to middle school years, revolved around my best friend at the time. We'll call her Green Taffy. Now, I was a super gullible kid. Scratch that, I'm still gullible. But 10-year-old me was even more gullible, and even now, I do not like not believing my friends. If my friend ran up to me in a panic and told me that a 12-foot-tall blueberry cake donut with 15 arms and 7 legs attacked them, and they swore up and down that that was what happened and they didn't just, get in a normal-ass fight, I would be inclined to believe them. Innocent until proven guilty or whatever. I trust you. So in probably 6th grade, my friend Green Taffy told me her biggest secret. And that secret, which I am now telling to thousands of strangers online because Green Taffy is not a real name, and Green Taffy, if you're watching this, I still believe you, but I also think you maybe also purposely scared the shit out of me in some cases. Green Taffy told me, I see dead people. Like, no joke, no difference. She saw the ghosts of people who have died, and she saw them as they looked when they died. And sometimes they also didn't have heads or arms, what do you want? And I didn't learn of or watch The Sixth Sense until I was an adult, so I never heard of this concept before, and I was endlessly fascinated with it. Holy shit, I'm friends with a real, live ghost whisperer? Whoa! She proceeded to tell me about a friendly ghost, not all ghosts are friendly, but this one was, who was a little girl who had drowned, and thus always appeared to be dripping wet. And Green Taffy introduced us. I sat there in my backyard talking to the air and accepting what Green Taffy told me her responses were, and it was all good. However, one day at school, Green Taffy showed up, brought me into the girls' bathroom near our school gym, and explained to me that she had just met a new ghost who was reaching out to her for a reason she did not understand. Her name was Sam. And Sam, if you are a real ghost and you feel me talking about you, don't worry, we're cool. Please don't haunt my house, I'm begging you. Sam was an 8-year-old girl that had been killed when she ran out into the road and got hit by a vehicle, and Green Taffy told me that she saw her standing in a crowd at school, and when somebody walked by, she had disappeared, but left an old school photo of hers in her place. A physical photo which Green Taffy now had with her and was literally showing to me in this bathroom before class started. I was in awe. But then, Sam decided she was sick of us being in her yard talking about her, so she blew an air horn to scare us out. I'm not joking. As we were talking, we heard this extremely loud, shrill noise that sounded like if a siren had blown past us so fast that it didn't last long, and we both got ultra startled. I had been in this bathroom many times and never heard a noise like that. I'm gonna attempt to make the noise because it's not quite like anything I've ever heard. Or it is, and I'm just stupid. I don't think that's right. It's like, God, I'm getting chills just trying to do this shit. Okay. It had like a airy, like, I don't know, it was something like that. I cannot replicate it properly. I started to ask what that was, and her only words were, "It's her." So that noise was Sam. Okay. Over the course of some days, because this was literally like 10 years ago and I don't remember, we were both scared out of that specific bathroom multiple times. Not other bathrooms, those were fine, but this one was haunted. I'm realizing how stupid this sounds, like I was terrorized for like a week by the ghost of one specific girl's bathroom, and hey, if Nightvale can have a floating cat, then I can have a ghost child who just makes the same noise at me. I remember one day Green Taffy went to the bathroom, during PE, and came rushing back out when she was done, out of breath and telling me how Sam had once again air whistled so loud that it hurt her ears and I was spooked. But fear not, my gremlins. Green Taffy wasn't just making up this noise that no one else heard. I heard it too, and one time I heard it alone. We had PE as our first class that day, and I really had to pee. By this point, I had been avoiding going into that bathroom, but I thought that maybe if I rushed, I could get out before I got sirened at. I went in by myself and quickly pulled my pants down, trying to be brave and not cover my ears. I mumbled to myself, come on, be nice to me. I heard another student come in and use the stall next to mine. Then I heard my noise. My noise! Like it was my personal noise, apparently. It was quiet this time, but still clear as day. My heart started pounding. You know how being on the toilet, not having wiped yourself clean yet, is one of the worst times to get scared? I started rushing even more, and I groaned, come on, it's too early for this. And when I came out of the stall, the other student was still in theirs. I was freaking out, and when they came out, I asked them, did you hear that? And they said, no? I started trying to describe the noise and they had no idea what I was talking about. What the ding dang? So either I legitimately had an auditory hallucination or this kid was fucking with me, I don't know. Soon after, Green Taffy told me that Sam had departed to heaven or something. She was no longer seeing her. But folks, that was not the end of Green Taffy's spooksicles. It's time for the sleepover story. At my house. Green Taffy brought her noises to my house. Okay, in all seriousness though, the only time I think I have ever hallucinated, besides one-off split-second things when I'm half asleep, was when I was thinking about or around Green Taffy. Either she was actually haunted, or she knew how to scare the bejesus out of me. So, the sleepover, right? We had all gone to bed, but Green Taffy and I decided to stay up way past our bedtime and play with one of my cats. We had been a little mean to her earlier, and we felt guilty about it, so we decided to make it up to her by giving her a nice soft pillow to lay on, some cat treats, and very gentle pets. We basically pampered her. But eventually, she grew tired of our groveling and wanted to leave, so Green Taffy opened my bedroom door to let her out. The door was open for a good few seconds before Green Taffy slowly and gently closed it again. And before it even touched the doorframe, which it never did, it never touched the doorframe because this happened. Before it touched the doorframe, I swear to God, we heard a loud cat screech. Like the noise a cat makes when it's really fucking pissed off and you like grabbed it by the tail and yanked it like you do when you're an asshole. That noise. Guys, I know the bathroom thing was a little silly, but this scared the shit out of me. It scared me so much. My cat wasn't near the door and her tail hadn't been caught or hit by it. That fucking noise came out of thin air and we both stared at each other in shock. And then we spent the rest of the night being terrified and hearing cat noises, and then we got my brother involved and he claimed to be hearing things, and it was just a whole entire mess. Now that I'm an adult and I know humans can teach themselves how to mimic strange sounds, I'm wondering if maybe Green Taffy was just very committed to fucking with me using high-pitched sounds. That sounds like kind of a stretch to me because, again, I hate not believing my friends. But there was one other thing that happened that I'm 95% convinced was her, so I don't know. But that doesn't matter. Whether it was ghosts or someone creating stories for me, it's a fun story to tell because from my perspective, it did happen, and I love looking back on my friendship with Green Taffy and all the wacky stuff we got into together. I'm gonna save the one other thing for another time, mostly because I actually have evidence stored somewhere and I would need to find it again. For now, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please touch the like button gently, as it is very sensitive. Or smack the dislike button if you hated this and think I'm a tool. I don't discriminate. And please subscribe if you'd like to see more Speedpaint Storytimes or other content from me. I post questions to my subscribers in my community tab, and I have a Discord server you can join and have conversations with me on. I also post updates on Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, Tumblr, and Facebook. If you'd like to support me financially, I do have a Patreon and a Ko-fi as well. Please go check those out if you're so inclined, and I will see you soon.